risolto.
That's why I moved together with the street. Now, listen, can I say what's right?
not noise, the echo, the noise, and where the radiation does that come from? It's a good question. It turns out it comes from the random fluctuations coming in anti-symmetric form of the UFO. The ones that come in the symmetric form, actually now, the UFO's house, nothing comes from it. But the ones that come in the anti-symmetric form, the random fluctuations, cause the shock noise and cause the radiation wave. That's what I tried to show. Now, you do something about that. And the only stuff that I ever we can't keep the fact that we have whatever uncertainty there is, the least uncertainty value is H1, or the large H1. Can't keep that. That's not the problem. But the most certain part of the spectrum, where one is more from like the radiation measure form from the low frequencies and the position noise form from the high frequencies. We trade on it as a system. And so what we do is we tailor the input conditions at the anti-symmetric form with a non-linear optical device. And with that optical device, that's your problem. It comes here on the random fluctuations coming in, any movement. It issues a non-linear device, and it induces a photon to be emitted by it. That has the same, it's induced by random fluctuation in that non-linear medium. That induces kind of all the side of the light as the voice in the side, all the light going into the anti-symmetric form of the back. Then you make it much cleverer than that. You make that non-linear medium. You start at, you start the input light, you make it so that's it's at double the frequency of the light. So that there's two photons for one photon, one and one light on the surface. And now, if you do light, you can have this value, you can make it so that the induced photon is one of those pairs, with all the magnitude properties of the back, and the other one has the opposite properties of the back. Okay? So we have a pair of photons that have shyness, that are noisy in amplitude. When the high frequencies, you can share that. They still try to a certain way, but they make it noisier at high frequencies in amplitude, but not phase. And at low frequencies, you flip it around, and make it so they're noisy in phase. Okay? You know, we share the values that's coming in the anti-symmetric form. That's cool, right? My best friend, I tried to go up on my Are you best friends? Yeah. I'm glad I was
incredibly pleased and honored today to be able to introduce Leslie Brookhart, who is a colleague and friend who I have known for a while now. And I first met Leslie when Alex Lazarian, who some of you know, who, if you know him, has very, very high standards, said, have this incredibly brilliant student who you have to meet. You have to say that in a very excited voice with a very Russian accent that I'm not going to try to do, but she's passionate. Okay? And then students turned out to be Berkeley, who had suddenly met at a meeting in Okanagan, which was Eric Goshalasky, and so I always have pleasant memories that she played with our first meeting, and we spent a really intense amount of time talking about formation and what she was doing for the thesis, and I was pretty surprised that somebody so young could be so incredibly well versed in turbulence and magnetic fields, which are two subjects that make many people uncomfortable. I'll tell you a little bit more about that subject in a minute, but I should include that Leslie is from Kentucky. Everybody knows that. She actually went to the University of Louisville undergraduate, and then she went to graduate school in Wisconsin with Alex Lazarian, and many of you who know her here at CFA know that she won a number of postdocs at the same time. So first she was an Einstein fellow, and now she's a combination IPC, SMA fellow, and we'll probably do this soon, but anyway, we'll start that someday. And so Leslie has written so many papers that I cannot possibly begin to describe her career, even though she's so young, except to say that most of them have something to do with magnetic field or turbulence or both on many, many scales, and then in her spare time she does things like help out with the Voices Starshot initiative, just for fun. And just to remind you how hard the subject is, there's a quote that many of you have heard, but I wrote it down because I didn't want to get it wrong, because it's from Heisenberg, and actually it's probably possible, probably never said this, but you might have. So it said, Leslie, when I meet God, I'm going to ask two questions. Why relativity and why turbulence? I really believe you will have an answer for the first one. So Leslie is now going to tell us why turbulence, the second one, might hold some really key answers in the puzzle of star formation, another big unsolved question to ask this. So Leslie, thank you.
Well, thank you for that amazing introduction, Alyssa. So I'm actually extremely excited to be giving the CFA colloquium today, and really honored actually to tell you about progress that we've made on the subject of star formation
and how turbulence actually plays a key role in that problem and also in its solution. I'd like to acknowledge many collaborators on this work, Alyssa included, as well as former students and current students at Harvard, so Hope Chin, so Mark, Mia Miles, and Dr. Kostak, as well as others. And so this collaboration really does represent a range of expertise, both from theory, observations, as well as medical simulations, which, as I will motivate here, is really key to solving the Stockholm problem and really any problem that touches on the issue of turbulence. And so, as Alyssa very nicely introduced, turbulence ends up affecting many problems in astrophysics. In particular, magnetized turbulence. Really, you can't separate out the effect of the magnetic field on the fluid dynamics, because ultimately you have partially ionized plasma, the fully ionized plasma in the astrophysical environment, and so the two are ultimately coupled. I've looked at some of my favorite problems here. This is not an exhaustive cartoon list. Today I'll be talking about slot formation, but I really do want to emphasize the turbulence problem extends to many different areas in astrophysics, many interesting problems that many of us work on here, so reconnection and the solar corona and in planetary magnetic fields, cosmic ray acceleration, the interplanetary medium, the intergalactic medium, such as on galaxy evolution, accretion disk, etc. So there's many interesting problems that we could talk about in the context of turbulence. And I think this is reflected in the literature. Recently I have been looking into the past citation count in terms of papers that cite the words NHT turbulence either in the title or the abstract. And there's over 300,000 papers going back since the 70s. And you just think, well, there are more papers nowadays, people are writing more papers. But actually, about 30% currently are papers that mention something about turbulence or magnetic field in either the title or the abstract, which I think, well, okay, that's a pretty conclusive part of that paper. So this sort of proves my point that the fluid dynamics are now becoming an essential part of astrophysics. And I swear, I did not show this to this slide. The turbulence problem is an actual, it's a problem. It's a problem. Why is it so hard? Why is it a problem? It's because it's unsolved. In fact, as Richard Feynman very nicely said, it's the most important unsolved problem in classical physics. The nature of fluids that transition from a smooth flow to a turbulent flow. This is a very much unsolved problem, and a problem that's a Millennium Prize problem. So of course, Heisenberg, this quote illustrated to him, when I meet God, I'm going to ask him two questions, why relativity and why turbulence. I really believe he'll have an answer for the first. So I like to think of this quote because in this era of LIGO, where relativity is now becoming more of a solved question, we still do not have equal solutions for nature social equations in the limit of high LIGO numbers. So this is a problem, I'm going to say, that should worry all of us at night as astrophysics. Because if we don't understand fluid turbulence and fluid dynamics, how can we hope to have any real understanding of our various astrophysical problems that are affected by turbulence? So I like to think about solutions to this problem, and while I don't have a full solution just yet, I would like to present to you all a new simulation database, which I'm hoping will bring together different astrophysical communities thinking about this problem of turbulence. I call this database the Catalog for Astrophysical Turbulence Simulations, CAT. Now you can probably guess I'm a dog or a cat person just from this. I also thought about database of Rodnell simulations, so if I was a dog person, I would have gone with that. The CAT is a database that includes 3D NHT simulations from different groups, so currently get contributions from Arepo, Enzo, and a Rodnell code, as well as links to visualization, tools, statistical analysis tools, etc. So I'm hoping this will at least push the community towards thinking more about how we can solve the turbulence problem. Okay, so for my talk, I want to present it in two parts. First part, what is astrophysical turbulence? If you talk about the turbulence thing, I really want to hone in on the definition of that. What do we mean when we talk about turbulence? And then it's an unsolved problem, so you could sort of say, well, why don't we just throw up our hands and go home, right? Well, I want to address some particular ways of how can we study it, how should we think about studying turbulence in astrophysical situations, even though it is still somewhat of an unsolved problem. And then part two, I want to hone in specifically on the star formation problem. I could have chosen to talk about maybe some different aspects of turbulence, but in particular, I'm really excited to show you a new analytic theory of star formation in which turbulence sets the density distribution for collapse of stars. Now, once that collapse begins, I'm going to motivate you that it's ultimately gravity that then sets this universal IMF and the star formation rate efficiency. Now, in order to solve an unsolvable problem, we really need to bring out all our heavy artillery. Right? We need to connect theory, observations, and numerics all together. And so throughout my talk, I'm going to be showing you connections between analytic theory, observations, and numerical simulations. In particular, the star formation theory I'll show you, I think this theory can really explain a number of observations which were problematic for previous theories. So one is that the star formation rate is observed to accelerate, so the theory can explain that. Star formation rates in the old theories, and I'll motivate this, had to observe very high levels of turbulence to explain the observed star formation rate.